Welcome to our first illustration art auction of 2011, which will take place on February 11th in our Beverly Hills showroom. Astute collectors have noted that each of our signature sales has had a particular focus. While we're proud to feature virtually every facet of the illustration art market, the world of pinup art leads the way this time. A large percentage of the pinup highlights in this sale feature the tagline, "From the collection of Craig McMillan." Bidders should make special note of these lots because they represent some of the nicest examples we've seen by each given artist. Virtually all of the greats are included in this collection, discerningly amassed over decades. The selection is especially deep in the work of Alberto Vargas, including the show-stopping and exceedingly scarce Gold Carnation, the ninth in the series of 12 legacy nudes that Vargas painted for his wife, Anna May, during the 1940s, between his long associations with Esquire and Playboy magazines. Vargas is reported to have considered this series his best group of paintings, and it is immediately obvious from the stunning quality of the overall body of work that he put his heart and soul into every image. Also featured are a number of great Vargas Playboy pinups, including one of the only painted images ever reproduced on the magazine's cover. In addition to the Vargas cover, Haddon Sundblom also created his own classic version of a holiday playmate, with his Christmas-themed Playboy cover from December 1972. Sundblom is best known as the artist who defined the modern image of Santa Claus in Coca-Cola ads. This image, however, shows his genius as a pinup artist and includes a humorous reference to his work for Coca-Cola. In fact, all of the pinup legends are on display in this auction, including some of the most gorgeous glamour girls by Edward Runcie, George Petty, and Fritz Willis we've ever offered. The Charles Martinetti estate continues to provide scores of rare artworks, and this auction is very deep, particularly the superb selection of major paintings from his favorite artist, Gil Elvgren, known as the King of Pinup, including the classic I'm a Happy Medium from 1947. Also included from the Martinetti estate is a strong selection of pulp magazine and paperback cover art, notably what may well be the single most iconic paperback image ever painted, D for Delinquent from 1958, which embodies the period so perfectly that it has been republished numerous times over the ensuing decades. Martinetti had an amazing eye for the greatest in paperback art, and we can say in all honesty that when these masterworks are gone, we may never see such another extraordinary group offered again in a single auction. After setting the world record for pulp art in August of 2010 with H.J. Ward's The Evil Flame Spicy Mysteries pulp cover from August 1936, which we sold for over $143,000, we follow up with another iconic example of Ward's mastery, his Spicy Adventures Stories cover from 1935. This is complemented by another standout in the pulp world, an exceedingly rare science fiction masterpiece by perennial favorite Earl Berge. We are also offering our largest selection ever devoted to animation art, spotlighting the legendary genius Gustav Tenggren with one of his most important artworks, the poster illustration for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, as well as some truly outstanding Disney Studio production cells from classic features including Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio, and Snow White. One of the sparkling highlights of Heritage's Fall 2010 illustration art auction in New York City, and of any auction in recent memory, was the selection of art created by famed children's book illustrator Garth Williams from the book Charlotte's Web, which achieved stunning results. Heritage is following up that incredibly successful offering with a special selection devoted to Williams' art for Stuart Little and Little House on the Prairie, with the heart of the offerings being the original 1953 cover from Little House on the Prairie, a defining image in children's literature. Rounding out the offerings is a very select group of classic American illustration masterpieces from the medium's golden age, including the subtle and brilliant At Close of Day by Maxfield Parrish, one of the famed artist's greatest and most evocative landscape paintings. We're also offering a beautiful group of Parrish drawings, including the central image from his single most famous painting, Daybreak. As always, we're also proud to include art by the greatest artists associated with the Saturday Evening Post, including Douglas Crockwell's Post cover from April 4th, 1942, a classic image from the peak period of this American institution's popularity. These are but a handful of the highlights from the substantial auction. Heritage is the world's leading auction house for illustration art of all genres, so hot on the heels of our record-setting $14.4 million 2010, please join us in person or on